Welcome back to Poltergeist Board Games. Today I'm going to be doing a playthrough of the game Storm of Steel by Compass Games and designed by Joe Fernandez. This is a lot of fun. It's a lot about managing your equipment and managing your pilots and gunners. The combat is abstracted, which makes it kind of nice because you don't get bogged down with a bunch of, +1 this, +1 that, negative die roll modifiers and things like that. So at first I was kind of leery about the abstracted combat, but it's actually nice and it makes things flow really well. The rule book is really well written. Joe did a great job on the rule book. Everything you need to know is in there. There has been an errata that's been posted to Board Game Geek. And let me take you on a tour around the board here. So we have charts, various charts throughout the board. There's the intercept table, aircraft damage table, anti-aircraft, target visibility, ordnance available, bombing attack accuracy scoring table. Then you have this flying circle, and this is when you get attacked by aircraft. I just keep the two, in case there's two fighters, I just keep them in there. That way you don't have to pull them out of the tray every time. Then you have your mission zone track. This is where you're going to have your Stuka can go up to 6 zones and back. So this is the extent of their range, and your target will be within this range here. So you just move your Staffel or your Keta marker. Keta is for 2 or less, and Staffel is for 3 or more. So you just move it along the track there. Then you have these event cards, and they have different things that you have to do. Remove a stress from the highest stress crew member. So I'm going to shuffle those, make sure those are good. Then you have in the middle here, you have damaged, destroyed aircraft. So when you have, you come back from a mission and planes destroyed or damaged, you put their card in here. So these are the cards. And these cards have like a place for damage for engine, starboard wing, landing gear, tail, your ordnance can get damaged, fuel system, port wing. And then on here you put your pilot experience, your gunner experience, pilot, gunner, their pictures go there. And then they go down here. And then I have my squadron here. So this is my squadron. I'm starting, I finished the Barbarossa campaign, and now I'm jumping into Case Blue operation and going into the November to February of 1942. It's 6 missions, so I'm going to do 6 missions. And then over here you have your mission ordnance. And then you have down here your anti-aircraft, if it's light, medium, or heavy. Your visibility, if it's good, medium, or low. And those have die roll modifiers. And then you have here you have tracks for die roll modifiers and score. So when you bomb, you get a score, and you just mark it there. And then this is for specialized ordnance that you can use. You can use the SC-100, which gives you a -2 die roll modifier versus ships and a -2 versus medium and large targets. Or you can use the SC-1800, which is a -3 versus ships, a -2 versus medium, and the -1 versus large. Now the SC-100, you can use 2 in one mission, and the SC-1800, you can only use 1 per mission. So those are those. In the cup, you put a cup together of how many planes. I usually fly with 5 or 6 planes, and you put their numbers in here because you'll have to draw randomly on when someone gets attacked or something like that. Then over here you have your crew and aircraft management chart. So people that are in the hospital, they're wounded, you track that. Damaged aircraft and replace track here. And then at the bottom, down here, these are your replacement crew. So people that are POWs or KIA, gunners and pilots, they go on this track here, and then you roll and then move down the track. And when you get to the available spot at the end is when you get to get a new pilot. And the new pilot would be a green pilot. You start with veteran pilots, and then every replacement pilot you get is a green pilot. When you have a KIA or a POW. Then, let's see. So that's it for that. Then you have a couple player aids. And a lot of these charts are on here, on the board already. But this is where you roll for your missions. Bombing accuracy, ordnance available. On the back is your intercept table, fighter intercept, and your Luftwaffe escort table. And then your approach chart for your enemy fighters. And then here's your abstracted damage table. And then you have other charts on here. Okay. So the first thing we need to do, let me put the pilot counters that I'm using on the cards. And then people also they'll get stress, and you have to put the stress, track their stress. If you get 6 stress, then you have to bail out if you're flying. So I have a mix. I have an elite, an ace, a couple veteran pilots, and a green pilot. And so like the elite pilot, he gets a -2 on his bailout, and a -2 on landing, and a -2 on his attack. Okay. And I'm taking the SC1000s and I put them on the first two. And their die roll modifier is going to be a -4 total. That's combined with the ordnance and their pilot rating. All right, so first thing we need to do is roll on the mission. So what we do is we roll 2 white and 1 colored die. And I get 3, 3, 6. So the 2 white die is a 6, and that is, we're going across a 6, case blue, so it's a no-fly mission. So that's a no-fly mission means that something came up, whether it's weather-related or intel. It's, up to your imagination, but it just means that there's no mission that day, but it does count as a mission. So when you do your tallying of your operation points, then you have to count it. It would count it as a 0. All right, so let me roll again. So this would count as mission number 2 now. All right, so we got a 3. 3 is a no-fly mission also. So we're just getting really, really lucky here. All right, so now we're on to mission 3. And we got a 9. Another no-fly mission. We're hitting all the no-flies here. All right, so on to mission 4. This might be a quick video. All right, there's 9, and another 9 is a no-fly mission. So mission 5. Okay, a 10. All right, so our mission is buildings. So we're going buildings, and we got a 3 on the colored die, so that means we're going to zone 3 for that. So we take our mission. Let me see if I can find the building one. Try to find the building one. Troops. Gunboat. All right. Only a few left here. Of course, it's going to be the last one. Here we go. Buildings. All right. So the buildings in that L means it's a large target, and it's going in number 3 zone. So we put that in the 3 track there. Put all these other missions away. All right. Okay, so first thing we're going to need to do, let me write down on my mission log here. This is actually going to be mission 5. Okay, so on the mission log, you have your mission number, your date. So actually it's going to be since we're on the 5th mission, it's going to be February. February of 42. Actually, February of 43. Okay, so then I have their pilot name, their experience, and then the gunner's name and experience, and then the mission type is buildings. It's a large, it's in zone 3. I'll just draw an arrow down. And then we're going to put our score in, and then these are the aircraft. And then we mark if the plane gets destroyed or damaged. All right. So the first thing we do is we're going to move our Staffel up to zone 1. In zone 1, the first thing we do is do an event card. Draw an event card. Intercept. Conduct a fighter attack on one random aircraft. Roll for damage. Okay, so we have to pick a random aircraft. We have our 5 here. And we're going to pick number 4. Number 4 is going to get attacked. And so on the aircraft damage table, we're going to roll a 10-sided die and then a 6-sided die. So we roll that. And we get a 6 and a 5. So 6 down is the landing gear, and a 5 is +3 stress, crew stress. So on number 4, plane number 4 takes landing gear damage, and then 3 crew stress go on the pilot and gunner. When you have stress, they both get stress, unless it specifically says like pilot. Okay, so that was that event. Let's see if we have any visitors that'll be able to yeah, so zone 1, you can be intercepted. So in earlier, like the Operation Barbarossa, you have full cover in zone 1, but then you lose it here in November through February. All right, so we're gonna roll for intercept. So we roll 10-sided die. We get a 3. Is no contact. So there's no contact. We get to move to the next zone. Zone 2, we draw a card. Lost Kameraden. The loss of old Kameraden weighs heavy. Randomly assign one crew stress. So random. So we're gonna pick. So number 2 gets 1 crew stress. Okay. Now we roll for intercept. See if we get intercepted. Get a 5. No contact. We're getting lucky. Okay, so now we're made it to the target. You don't have to draw for intercept or draw an event card. But what you have to do is you have to roll for the target visibility. So you roll 6-sided. It's a 3. So a 3, 1 to 3 is good. So we have good visibility. Now we roll for the anti-aircraft. Anti-aircraft is a 6. 6 is medium, so 2 aircraft get hit. So what you do is you do the random. So plane number 2 takes a hit, and you can use one of these target aircraft, put that on there, and the other one that's going to get hit is number 1. All right, so now we have to roll on the aircraft damage table. And you roll a 10-sided and a 6-sided. We got a 10 and a 5. Not good. So 10 is crew compartment, and a 5 is pilot is wounded in action. So that was number 1. Okay. And then on the second one, oh boy, a 10 and a 6. Pilot KIA. So on the second one, we lose our pilot. And the gunner has to, under this note, if gunner is alive, roll for bailout. So we have to roll on the bailout, which is this one here. Roll 6-sided. Get a 6. So he's KIA as well. All right, so anti-aircraft was deadly. So what I wrote here was I wrote wounded in action, and then KIA for the pilot, KIA, and then destroyed for their plane. And their plane goes into, can take these targets off. I'm going to put these markers on the replacement crew just as placeholders until I get to roll for them. And then they're going to go away. Okay, so that goes away. And the plane, he goes into the damaged, destroyed. Okay, so anti-aircraft is over. Now we get to attack. We get to do our attack run. And we roll for accuracy. So you're going to use a die modifier. So he has a -4. So he has a -4 die. So when we roll on 10-sided, he has an 8, which turns into a 4, and it was a large target. So he gets a 60%. So mark it 60 there. There's no second plane. The third plane rolls, and they have the SC 500. But the 40 is, it's a -1 die roll. So he's got a -1, he's got a -1, and he's got a -1. Veteran green. Yeah, they don't have, veteran and green don't have die roll modifiers for attack. Okay, so he's gonna roll. He gets a 6 on a large, is 40%. Next guy's gonna roll. He gets a 9. A 9 is 10%. And the last guy rolls. He gets a 2. 2 is 80%. Okay. Now we finished the bombing, so now we go move our Staffel to zone 2, because now we're on our way back, and we draw a card. Headwind, return the formation to the previous zone when returning from a mission to the airfield. So we have to go back to zone 3, and we're going to have to draw a card. Clear weather, mark good visibility on the ops mat. Do not roll for visibility superseded. So this is, we've already bombed, so it doesn't, the visibility doesn't matter now. So, that, all right, move back to 2. Waypoint reached, the Staffel is reached. Waypoint without incident, no effect. Okay, and then we have to roll for interception. Roll of 3 is no contact, so that's good. Then we move to 1. Draw a card. Stukas to the rescue. One of your gunners spots an encircled German infantry unit. You may either ignore, continue to the target, or help cancel the current mission and attack. Okay, so we've already done our target, so this is kind of a NA, not applicable for us. All right, and then we have to roll to see if we get intercepted. We get a 6. 3 LAGG 3s. All right, so now we have to roll for cover. We're in zone 1. So we have to roll 6-sided. We get a 6, so no fighter cover. Because you'll see on here, zone 1, 3 to 6 is 0. So we have 0 planes that get, so we have 3 fighters that are going to be attacking us. All right, I have 2 there. Here's 3rd. Okay, so the first fighter is going to be, you roll 2d6, 1 colored and one white die. All right, so the white 2 is, he's coming from the port side. And a 1, he misses. Okay, so that takes care of him. Then the next one we roll, and we get a 6 white front, 1d6 damage roll. And then 4 is a plane. 1 plane is hit, gets 1 hit. minus 1d6. So that says minus 1 damage die roll modifier. Okay, so I guess when we roll the damage, we take a minus 1 on it. Okay, so let's do the randomness of the, see which airplane, oh, I gotta take out number 2. Take out number 2 because he's gone. Okay, so number 1 is being attacked, and he gets 1 hit. And so on that 1 hit, it's a 4 starboard wing, and then it was a 5, but we minus 1, so it's a 4. So starboard wing, and he takes 2 crew stress. All right, and then I'm gonna starboard wing, put a damage counter there. All right, and then the last plane to attack, move him off. Last plane to attack is a 6 and a 1. So he's coming from the front also. And a 1, he misses. All right, so we got lucky. Okay, so we got lucky, and that was the last step. So now now we come back to the airfield, and now we have to land. So on landing, you look at the landing chart, and on the landing chart, he's got 2 stress. So if damaged landing gear, no. 4 more stress, no. If pilot's wounded, yes. So he gets a +1. And he gets, his wing is damaged, so he's got a +2 on his die roll. So we roll a 10-sided, and we get a 2, plus the 2 is a 4, so has a safe landing. So he made it back. Then our third plane has no damage or stress, and they have a 1, so they landed safely. Our third plane has 3 stress. They have damaged landing gear, so they're a +2, and they have 3 stress, so they're a +3. And they got an 8, so the +3 is an 11, so they're a forced landing. So forced landing, we go to this chart here, and we have to roll a D10, and we got a 3. So the plane is damaged. We get a 3 aircraft repair timer, and the crew is okay. So plane number 4 is damaged. So I marked damaged on the sheet, and he gets aircraft damaged mission timer. So this counter will go 3 aircraft repair timer. So this will go on the number 3 slot on the damaged aircraft over here. So number 3. And then after every mission, we'd count that down. So it'd go to 2, one, and then the plane would become available. All right, so they're okay. Okay, the last plane. He gets a 4, so he's good. So he lands. Okay, so now this pilot was wounded, so we have to roll 1d6 and find out how long he's out. He's out 1 day, so we put his on the 1 counter there. I'm going to put him in holding. Put him down there. Oh, and starboard he has starboard wing damage. And that means repair starboard wing. So 2. He has a damaged aircraft and it has to go 2. So his goes on number 2. And his plane goes in the damaged. And then these guys were okay. Their plane goes back with the other cards, and I put them off to the side. This plane was damaged. And he had landing gear damage. And landing gear damage is 3. So we put him on number 3. And his plane goes in the damaged pile. Okay, the last plane didn't have any damage. And so they're good. All right, so now we have to roll for our replacement crew. So replacement crew, so they were both KIA, so we have to roll 1d10. So we'll do the pilot first. Pilot is a 7. So now the new pilot will be green. So we're going to put him on the 7 track. It's too bad we're swapping an ace pilot and ace gunner for a green pilot and green gunner. All right, and then the green gunner goes on number 6. Okay, so that was one mission. So in this operation, I picked 6 missions to fly, and as you saw, I got all those no-fly missions. So I started on number 5, so I only have one more mission to fly for this campaign and operation. So it's not going to be very successful at all. And you'll see, so now we had 5 planes that we used, but we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We still have 7 planes, but we're without one whole crew, pilot and gunner. and then one pilot is in the hospital. So we have basically 8 crews available and 7 aircraft. So not bad, but as each mission you rack up more and more damage and crew stress and things like that. So that's how you play the game. I hope I captured everything and hope I did everything right. If I didn't, please let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you for joining, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.